20 years, 1291 Group. What a number. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
An anniversary is always a perfect occasion to look back. Can you tell me what were the first important impulses for the start of your company?
Simply the fact that I was not employable. As a young man, I went to see one of the best headhunters in Switzerland, Mr. Björn Johansson. That was in the late 90s. The only reason why I got an appointment with him was because my cousin was his personal assistant. And I was in a crisis. I had worked for the first Swiss-based US registered investment advisor here in Zurich. And I wanted to become a partner, and I had a disagreement with the owner, and it was clear that I didn't want to join him. And so I went to see Björn. And really, I gave my best. I thought now he's going to hire me to be the CEO of a really big company. But after 3 hours, he put his arm around me and said, "Mark, you're unemployable. You have to do your own thing." That was the beginning.
In a 20-year journey, there must have been some highlights, maybe some lowlights too.
Absolutely, yeah.
But let's focus on the highlights. What were like the top 3-4 highlights of your 20-year?
The first year was tough. But then I remember, like December 24, 2001. Yeah. 2 Swedish guys called me here in Zurich and said, "Mark, you got time for a meeting?" I said, "Yeah." So we met, and they had a great idea, and they wanted to include me into their idea. And then we started our first pension plan, tax compliant, or say very tax beneficial pension plan for Sweden. And that basically put us on the map. So after 12 months of really struggling, and trying to find our way and our space, traveling to Sweden, seeing 100 people, or hundreds of people basically, and then these guys showed up and said, "Hey, we want to do something with you." They had a fantastic idea, and then within 12 months, we raised the first 100 million euros in value, and that was a relief. That was the first thing. And then I would say, funny enough, regulation was a highlight. I never thought I would say that, but especially I think in this newest developments, from going from dark to white, from invisible to visible, the whole transparency, etc. When I went out in 2000 and said, "Hey, we're doing tax compliant wealth protection plans," everybody looked at me like that. But now, because of all the regulation, everybody needs tax compliant wealth protection plans. And that is a real highlight for us. Yeah, and so another real highlight was in 2016 when we decided to go global. So until then, we had done everything out of Switzerland and Liechtenstein for the European market, etc. But the international world, we didn't really touch. So we were not in Asia. We did a little bit of Asian business from here, a little bit of Latin American business from here, but we had no presence there. And since then we grew a lot. So we went global, and that was actually our plan, our strategy, go global. And today we have a great office in Hong Kong, Singapore, in Dubai. We're in Latin America. So today we have a presence in 13 countries. And that's very thrilling to me.
Well, that actually brings me to my next question. Where does 1291 currently stand? How are you positioned in the market? You basically touched on that already, but can you go into that a little bit more?
Okay, our core business is clear, right? We're doing tax compliant wealth protection plans for international wealthy families. We work with mainly professionals for their clients, with bankers, asset managers, lawyers, etc. We have all the tools available, trusts, foundations, companies, but also insurance, and especially PPLI and Universal Life. That's our core business, our bread and butter. But beside that, we started offering additional services, and it's very complementary. We didn't have a plan, it's opportunities come up and we take them. It's the same with our global diversification. We decide to go somewhere. If we meet somebody who we think really fits 1291, we have the same philosophy, and we would like to get into business with that person. So if somebody comes up with a good idea, we may consider it and then also implement it and include it. Like, for example, last year, we met a great partner who joined us, and he was involved in yacht and airplane financing, and that's one of the services that we do now. That was the beginning of us offering financing solutions.
So then I take opportunistic is one of the group's success factors then, I would say.
Yes, I think.
So what makes the group so special? What are the key factors for success? Because obviously since 2016 you were growing all over the globe.
It's people. Absolutely, clearly, it's people. It's our partners. I am super lucky. I have a group of partners that are super competent. I mean, really, technically and yeah, just super competent, but also on a personal level. We share the same values. We think long term. Many of us don't make a difference between private life and business. It's a relationship based, and not only with our internal partners, it's the same with our external partners and with our clients. I think that's what makes us really special.
Would you say that you have a special expertise in your field that is like differentiate you from the rest of the pack?
Yeah, I mean, if you can call it expertise, yes, I think really. I mean, one thing is technically, on the technical level, be it on the insurance, on the wealth planning, on the asset protection side, etc. I think most of our partners are really playing on the level Champions League. Some of us are really on the best level worldwide. You can't find better specialists, and we are the leader in the field of PPLI. But I think one of our really special competences is really social competence, and that we really care. And I think our external partners can feel it, and I think that also our clients feel it. We care and we think long term. I think that makes us really special.
From our family to yours, that's your slogan or motto or tagline, which I thought is very special for a financial company. How does this come to be, from our family to yours?
Well, so, I mean, if you know me, you know that everything is about family with me. Maybe it's my Italian background. I'm not sure, but I have 4 children. I have an incredible wife. But I do extend family. So my friends, my business partners, I consider everybody greater family. So everybody who's important to me in private life, but also in business, kind of becomes part of the family. And it goes back to what I said before, long-term deep relationships, trust, loyalty. These values are super important, and that's represented by family. And I think, we just don't make a difference between private life and business. That's where it comes from.
But it seems very challenging to have a cultural aspect as one of the key factors to roll out between all different cultures on this world if you go global. How do you manage that?
I don't think it's challenging. I actually think it's the opposite. I think it gives employees, partners, a feeling of being welcome. I think they feel comfortable that it's not about politics, about positions, about passing others and so on. I think it gives everybody comfort, internally and externally.
So what comes next? What are the future targets, plans for 1291? What's in the bag?
We're going to grow, for sure. I think, we always say then, when there is wind, you need to sail. And right now there is a lot of wind with all the regulations, in Asia, Latin America, etc., Eastern Europe. Everybody is confronted with transparency. There was a big cleanup, etc., in the past. And so everybody now needs our solutions. They need to protect their wealth in a compliant way. And that's what we do. And therefore, I think there is an enormous amount of business for us. Our challenge is to find good people, good partners, and that's what we're looking for. We are looking to grow more in Switzerland, but we're also looking to grow more in other regions where I think we still have a lot of potential in certain Asian countries, in certain Latin American countries, Middle East. We have a lot of potential. And one big thing we haven't touched yet is Africa. Africa is a huge continent, not a very easy one to deal with. So you have to be very, very careful how you approach it. But we will have to go there, and we will have to look for good ways of doing business there. There are good people there that deserve our solutions and our advice. But then also I think we will have new opportunities coming up, new services, new ideas, but everything comes with people. So we have a plan and we want to grow, but all the directions are not clear yet.
So thank you very much. It was very insightful. You want to add something particularly important to you?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you. I would like to say thank you first to the 1291ers. I am really aware that we are a very special group of people, and I am very, very lucky that we have this group of employees and partners. Then I would like to say thank you very much to all the business partners, the external ones that bring us business, that believe in us, that give us a chance to exist and to do what we're doing. And then, of course, also a big thank you to all our clients. Without clients, there is no business.